and we're going
Let's
to take...
get it started. 927-1100. You can get in because we blowing up.
Yes, absolutely. Let's wait until...
He blowing up. Look, he can't push the button because he's blowing up, Kevin.
It's a good thing, Hank.
That's a good thing, man.
Yes,
it's a big week coming up.
Let's take Mark first. Mark, welcome to the Kevin Hall Show program, sir.
Good evening, gentlemen. Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, you're very welcome, Mark Padula.
The anticipation of your endorsement this evening around town is almost as much as Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
All over town, everyone's tuning into the Kevin Hall Show program to hear the announcement.
Well,
I have a prediction myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to give it to you now. My prediction is that whoever the Kevin Hall Show program endorses will be the winner of the primary.
Oh, boy. I don't know how everybody's going to feel about that.
My honest answer, I also think I know who it's going to be, but I'll reserve that for the excitement that you guys are going to add to it. But and I have one other prediction. I do predict that in November there will be a change of the guard. That
Wow.
Guardian will no longer be the mayor of Atlantic City.
Wow, that's very interesting, Mark.
That wins the primary on Tuesday.
Wow. I so appreciate your call, sir, and your endorsement. I really appreciate that because we really do struggle when we are coming to, especially decisions like this. It's been a good 3 weeks of observing and talking with the various candidates, et cetera. And, we think that we have come up with a fairly good situation. So I hope you'll stay tuned. But thanks again, Mark, for your call.
Thank you, Mark.
Absolutely, I'll be listening. Have a good evening.
You too, sir. 927-1100 is the number to call. Joe? Let's take Joe. Joe Palillo, he's calling from Atlantic City. Good evening, Mr. Palillo, and welcome to the show program. What's on your mind, sir?
Well, I know calling your show, I can reach into the community.
Yes, sir.
Atlantic City.
That's what's up, Joe.
And I want the people of Atlantic City to know that at 9:30 and at 2:30 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon, the council meeting, I will make my appearance on their televisions. They should go to 97 within 15, 20 minutes, and they can see what I had to say to the administration. Council, I don't really bother with them personally, but the administration. I'd like to point out that the state said that they acted on the rolling chair ordinance because the city did not. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why don't the city start passing things 9-0? What are they waiting for? Start passing a 2% residential property tax relief for the residents and property taxes, just like they passed the one for the casinos to only pay 2% of their total taxes.
Mr. Palillo, do you think that if they took actions like this and then the state decided to buck, that it might put some muscle behind our effort to try to get the state to release us?
Total constitutional violations. All these people took an oath to uphold the Constitution. Isn't that what you take an oath?
That's right.
You're elected?
That's right.
And they don't stand for anything, so they fall for everything. But they should start passing ordinances and everything before the state even interferes with them. I wanted to point out that the state overrules our elected officials, and they raised our taxes. That's called taxation without representation. That is a major. That's what the revolution was for.
All about. That's right. Absolutely.
Okay? And a couple of things. They supersede our collective bargaining, threw that under the bus, even kicked it to the curb, right? Yeah. They're violating the Sunshine Law. Where's this guy making the decisions by edict?
It appears.
Legislation, just here's the boardwalk ordinance. It's passed. There it is. That's it. Overruling council, and they've even taken away civil service. Now, is this pathetic?
Is it even legal? Is that legal to take one municipality's civil service and the rest of the state be bound by civil service?
No, the state should not be doing what they're doing, but the council should be starting. 9-0, here's an ordinance. 9-0, here's another ordinance. Let the guy in the audience stand up and try to. He said that on the water petition for the referendum, right, Kevin? That even if it passed, he would just take it under advisory. What is he, kidding me?
No, he's not.
Mr. Palillo,
he's not kidding.
Mr. Palillo, if you were a councilman, what would you do differently in that particular situation if you was one of the sitting councilmen to defy the state?
In the face of council, and council better act.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I
You're
do.
supposed to run it like, listen, council and their solicitors failed us. Council has subpoena power. Start subpoenaing everybody down in front of them and let them be interrogated by council, because the state's not telling anybody anything. Am I correct?
You're correct, but you also are ruling out the fact that they start flexing, and the state can come in and say, "No, I'm going to squash these subpoenas." And
Good. Then you got facts in your brief.
yeah, I agree with that part.
Well,
Yeah, I agree
Mr.
with that
Palillo, if this is the situation in the council, I mean, the state is overruling council at every turn, and they can do these particular things. What is the purpose for council and the mayor? Why are we still, and we're in need of money, and the taxpayers are in need of money? Why would we continue to pay their health benefits and their salaries?
Here's how you get rid of the state. There's a case in court now to eliminate 2 council at large seats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Council should vote 9-0 to put a referendum on the ballot to revert back to the 5-man commission. And if it passes, the whole mayor count, everything that the state did and everything, they're all removed.
That's a very interesting strategy there.
Very interesting, and I certainly represent change. And my government or our government failed us.
Where's our solicitors and our law, on that particular topic?
Right? Why don't they do something?
Well, I mean,
The solicitor rolled over. He now works for the state or something, right?
Wow, sound like an inside job.
Well, I mean, I know that I have not been satisfied with a lot of the answers, and everyone is saying everything will become crystal clear. But if it becomes crystal clear after Tuesday, I mean,
It's all mute.
50th anniversary of Sergeant Pepper. You say you want a revolution?
Let's do it.
Bringing the community together, is it not?
Well, make sure you get out tomorrow with the at Boardwalk Hall.
I'll be there at about 12:30, but I want to tell you this. Monday morning, I'm filing my petition to run as an independent for mayor.
Wow. And we do know that the petitions have to be in before the primary election. So,
I'll be filing it Monday morning, 8:30 at the county clerk.
wow, Mr. Palillo, we wish you all the best with that, and hopefully you will stay in touch with the show program so that we can track exactly what you're going to be doing, because that's going to be an interesting.
You better talk to me, Kevin. We control a lot of votes in this city,
I
my
don't know
man.
about control. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Mr. Palillo. 927-1100 is the number to call. You want to try to squeeze one more?
Yes,
in?
sir.
Let's take Solomon. Let's take Solomon before we might be able to get them all.
Let's get them all. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Everybody else,
Solomon?
hang on.
Good evening and welcome to the Kevin Hall Show program, sir. What's on your mind?
Hey, how you doing today?
Doing fine, sir.
And Hank. Now I was calling in. I called last week. I got to ask Mr. Gilliam a question and stuff like that, and he danced around it and threw a little political, jobber at me. But I was listening to the show, and I'm listening to George Tibbets, give out his little, speeches and all that stuff. Some of it made sense, but I'm still trying to figure out how these dudes, they're talking about these, I'm still trying to figure out how some of these councilmen is working, and especially with him. Being at Home Depot and all that stuff a year ago, last year, whatever. They still talking about they not doing, they don't know how they're not able to see these things that's going on and stuff like that.
What you mean by Home Depot?
He's talking about the Channel 6 exposition. Yes.
Are people bringing that up in the community? Is that being something that people are talking about?
Oh, they should be talking about it. Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. I don't know if in the meetings or at these debates and things like that, or within the community, are these things, because that's what those are. I don't know. These are things that people should be bringing up if these are concerns of them.
Absolutely. So I'm just saying though, but he should have been doing this type of job or worrying about this type of stuff when he was doing his little thing on work schedule and on work on city time. That's what the people need to still remember that as well. But I also have something to say about another. I don't know if he's a state employee or not.
Make it quick.
another director up there who has had 4 accidents in city cars, and nobody hasn't did nothing.
I have never heard about that.
Nor have I.
No, I know a lot of stuff.
So they just covering up. They covering up stuff. Well, I'm right now. I know that this particular administration covers up a lot of different things. So from the directors, from all their directors.
And that's what we pay councilmen for. I mean, that's why the councilmen did. Somebody need to investigate this man because he done tore 4 city cars being drunk.
Oh my Lord.
I think personally they should investigate all the directors. There's a lot of different things are going on there that of the way that the administration and council and the city is working right now that hasn't been thoroughly looked upon.
And what Solomon is saying is alleged because I have not heard of this, so hopefully we will check that out and be able to confirm.
We got to check all of these directors out.
Accusations. Okay, hey, listen, Solomon, we appreciate your call. We really are piled up. We'll go ahead on and try to squeeze Joe in before we
Hey, Joe.
Joe, he's calling from Smithville. He wants to talk about the opioids in Atlantic City. Good evening, Joe, and welcome to the show program.
Hey, guys, I'll be brief. I know it's mostly about Atlantic City, but Hank, you hit on a nerve with me.
Okay.
The opioid epidemic. Compared to the crack epidemic, all of a sudden the Justice Department's nice. They never went back to the crack and the coke and changed the laws. So everybody that had arrests there are still can't get expungements because of the draconian laws.
I agree with you. I don't know if I said something in the way that maybe I said something in the wrong way, but you're right. You're absolutely right.
But the question is, what do you do about that? I mean, one thing is for sure. It is not like a little secret anymore that there was some disparity in the way that we were charging people with the crack as opposed to the powder. And a lot of people in the justice community, they know that. And I think that some of those things might be at least weighed differently. I don't know. And
treatment is different. Treatment is an unequal practice that's going on. And then we're talking about Trump and all this Medicare and things. When Medicare, I talked to a young man. I've been going through the community all week, and I'm sitting out in the park with people, users, and talking to them. And not only user, you know what I mean? My brother died right across the street from my house. He was speedballing cocaine and heroin at the same time. And so I understand. I thoroughly know about that. I've been in these streets, and I've been a product of pushing some of this stuff into the streets. And you know what I mean? When I didn't know no better than to understand what it was doing. So I know about it, and I understand the effects of it. I've been in the system where it affects you criminally and how it affects you. And there's a difference in how people are treated and how they've been treated and what's going on right now. And it just blows my mind and with people in my people that I've seen go through, and now you know what I mean, how they're talking about it like it just started.
Well, one thing is for sure, they whether or not they want to acknowledge it in order to have the issue addressed or not. We do know that it started in a community where it was not of a problem to the majority community, and now that it has become a problem in the majority community, we are seeing a little more sympathy with regards to the treatment.
To everything about it.
Exactly.
And, you know what I mean? You see the governor and things like that. Go ahead, John.
This is
Joe.
I totally agree with you guys, but I do think you have a little bit of a problem with the black churches of Atlantic County and the local chapter of the NAACP not coming out against the decriminalization of marijuana because we're arresting blacks at a 4-time higher rate.
And that's ridiculous, right? You're absolutely right, Joe.
And fortunately, we do have some progressive churches that might try to address that issue, but what you going to do? Hey, Joe, listen, we appreciate your call. Hopefully, we've been able to set you on a trail. And if
make sure you call back, Joe, and we can do. I would love to do a bigger show and more important show that we put more emphasis on it. Not just from my perspective. That's my perspective. That one thing, because it's a big deal that everyone is affected by it ultimately.
Absolutely. We might even be able to squeeze John in before the break. Let's take this call from
Let's go,
John. He's calling from AC. Good evening, John, and welcome to the Kevin Hall Show program. What's on your mind, sir?
Yes, how you doing, Kevin?
Doing fine.
John Washington, I'm very with the way you carry yourself on the radio.
Thank you, sir.
But my question to you is, who do you think our next guest will be in Atlantic City?
Well, in about 5 minutes, we're going to be making that announcement, and it's something that we really labored over for at least 3 weeks, and we did some extensive research and observing, and we tapped our sources. It's going to be something worth listening for. So, John, I hope that you can stay tuned for another 4 minutes or so. It's going to be coming up. We've been talking about it, hinting about it, teasing about it for A while now.
Y'all ready to get it, man. My man Kevin Hall, he does what he do.